Wow, 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 wow. A very, very good evening to you all, my beautiful viewers, friends, and families. I trust that your Sunday has been a blessed one. It's almost it's getting darker here now where I am, my location, which is London, and I believe in other places, Australia, the time there is a time difference to those in America. There is also a time difference, but I welcome you all for joining me. I've not gone anywhere. I'm still here by the special grace of God. I've just been doing motherly duties, and yes, last week. So apologies for not seeing me as if I've been active. Well, I have been active behind the scenes. Yeah. So tonight is just gonna be a very, very relaxing night. I want all mothers. I was expecting you, Lady T. Bless you, bless you, bless you. I've been reflecting this week since I last weekend, you know, as well, let me introduce my title. Welcome. Sometimes I'm just so excited. Sometimes I'm just overly excited. But I welcome you all to Practical Talk with Floris Lyman. I do quite a few things on this platform. I pray, I minister, and I also just talk about reality things that has to do with us generally, relationships, our health, finance. These things are part of us, and we live with them. So, life is holistic, and I love to talk, about everything as much as I can. I love to create awareness. I love to support good causes. Oh, thank you. How do we say it? I have long life, isn't it, Sister Irene? We can catch up after. Thank you so much. Thank you for your thoughts. Mothers, as you can see, my topic for today, and even fathers can join because I'm sure, the men, when you join in, how your wives, how your partners are multitasking daily on a daily basis, and sometimes you wonder, how do they do it? I was just reflecting for the past week. As you can see, my title says Motherhood Journeys and Reflections. To be honest, what's your journey? What has been your motherhood journey? What has been how has it been? Do you normally sit down and ask yourself, say, how do I do it? Because I know a lot of us ask ourselves those questions. I will normally say, Lord, if not for your grace, if not for your grace, where will I be? I finish doing something sometimes and I'm wondering, oh wow, I was grumbling and I was thinking, how am I going to do this? And I end up doing it and I'm like, wow, how the H? How did I get to do this? Or are you just going and going as a mother? You're so used to the task, you're used to everything that you don't even have time to sit down and reflect. You don't have time. Sometimes we are so busy that we don't have time to reflect as mothers. You don't have time to appreciate yourself for what you've done. You just don't have time because you're constantly on the go. What about rest? Do we have time to rest? Are we making time? Are we loving ourselves enough as mothers? Yes, you have to love the children, you have to love your husbands, you have to love partners, you have to put food on the table, you're still going to work. Obviously, some people are stay at home moms, it's still a 24-hour job. So we're not locking down on anybody's task here tonight. Or do you make time for yourself? It's very, very important because when we make time, it helps us to reflect, it helps us to also review, and it helps us to really appreciate ourselves, and it helps us to be grateful. So that's why I say, mothers, let's come on today and just have this touch. So I was just pondering upon my own motherhood journeys, and I was sharing with somebody today one of my journeys. Now my children are teenagers, and I was just explaining to someone the hell I had to go through and doing during childbirth. I had my son first, and I just thought, okay, everything will be fine for my daughter. Then when I had my daughter, boy oh boy, you know, and I was saying to someone today, thank God I've done my bit. I don't want to go down that road anymore, even though sometimes people say, oh, don't say that because you just never know. But you know what you know, haven't been through what you've gone through, and that's the beauty about it, because nobody can feel the pain, nobody can feel the pinch that's happening in somebody else's shoes, somebody else's position. My journeys are different. Well done, Sister Irene. You had your me time yesterday and it felt so good. That's what we're talking about. How many of us for the past 2 weeks have you had the me time for yourself? you know Motherhood journeys. So like I said, I was sharing my motherhood journey of childbirth, doing all the school runs, doing, just doing everything you can do as a mother, trying to find jobs here and there, trying to sustain the family. I know everybody's story is different. So for me, at some point, we were a young family, and at some point I had to be a carer for my late husband. All that was part of my journey. And now I look back and I'm thinking the children are teenagers now. And last week I took my son to university. I was so emotional, you know, not that not the negative kind of emotions. It was a positive one, but I had to reflect a lot upon God's goodness and upon God's grace, and how He is just, I know you all have your stories, and sometimes you just have to say, Father, thank you. Thank you. Those who don't have a faith, somebody will say, oh, somebody is up there, something is up there that has helped me, something is up there that has favored me, But it's just, I was just thinking, and the thing is, I drove and I was thinking, oh Lord, some people, if you can afford it, you can hire a cab, you can hire a van. Some people go as families. Everybody's situation is different. Somebody said to me, why don't you stay in a hotel so you don't have to drive back the next day? And it really didn't occur to me, but by the time we checked the hotels, all the hotels, the bed and breakfast in that area were fully booked. So I think other parents might have done that. And I dropped my son that day. We done all the cleaning in the room. I made sure that he unpacked everything. And when it was time to come back, oh my days, the journey, when we went, the journey was good. Around about 2.5 hours, the journey was fantastic. And when we were returning, oh my days, the journey time just increased. The journey time just increased to another 3 or 4 hours. You know, I don't even know how I made it home. I was so tired. How I made it home, I was so tired. And I had to go back to work the following week. So in between my work and coming from work, I had to make sure I rested, because it took me like a week to recover. So I had to make sure I rest. I had to make sure I had me time, even though I had other things to do. And it just helped me to reflect. I was thankful, even though, I was really, really missing my son. I had to be calling him and checking on him. What are you doing? What's happening? Have you gone to lectures? Have you gone for your training? And somebody said to me, can you just leave him alone? You know, and little by little, it's week 2 now. I say no, just when he's ready, he calls, "Hi, mom." I guess a lot of you have been in that situation before. But yes, so the past few weeks has been a week of reflection. Like I said, if you've not seen me online, I've not really been active, but sometimes you have to take time out. And we should not feel bad for taking time out at all. We should, thank you, Lady Therese, thank you. We should not feel bad for taking time out, because if you're not careful as a mother, you are going and going and going. It is constant. You have, some people have husbands, some people have partners, some people don't. So imagine, when you have is a double whammy. You need to take care, you need to do this, you need to do that. And even when you don't have the extra support, it still makes it a quadruple, whammy. You have to do. Thank you, Sister Irene. Keep the comments coming in. I just want to know people's minds today. And sometimes we just have to be real. Sister Irene is saying it's so easy to get caught up with work, family, and all that we forget. Stop, take a break, and care for yourself. Oh, my days. If you fall down today and drop, the family is going to move on. They might miss you, they're going to move on. Self pampering is very important this day. We need to look after our well being. Thank you. You feel so relieved today. You feel well rested. That's the thing. That there is power in resting. And you feel ready for the coming week. You feel ready for work, and also doing your family runs here and there. So I want to hear your journeys. Have you had time to reflect? Like I said, I can sit here and give a lot of reflections I have had, obviously coming from my own, because everybody's situation is different, So, somebody said to me, "Oh, we've not seen you online." I was thinking to myself, I needed to rest. I needed to rest. It's very, very important, very, very important to rest. I was reading an article, and somebody was saying 7 benefits to getting a good rest. Somebody was saying a good night's rest, but rest is not only in the nighttime. You can rest at daytime. It depends on your schedule. It depends on your schedule. If you are a new mom, then you need to walk your way around. You need to walk your way around your newborn child. If your children are in infant stage, you have to drop them to nursery. You need to plan how you can, do your chores and take a break before you pick them back up. Because sometimes the nursery runs, the time goes so quick. You drop your child at 9, you have to pick them back up 11:30, because they start from 2 hours, and they get wind as time goes on. They get wind, and the next thing, now they go to reception. Then the hours increase when they go to reception. Then after that, they go to primary. So as they're growing, you are able to manage your way around. And I want to say, well done to every mother. Today, I am celebrating the mothers. Like I said, you saw my question in that title. Do you normally ask yourself, how did I get here? How have I done it? How did you do it? How have you done it all these years? And you're still doing it. Sometimes you're wondering. Sometimes you can't even breathe. One day somebody came to my house and I was just busy multitasking, doing things here and there. And the person asked me, "Pastor Flores, have you rested? Have you taken a break?" I'm like, "But if I take a break now, I won't be able to do what I need to do. I need to do this, I need to do that." And sometimes, I know there's a time for that, because you've had a plan and you just want to get some things done. But please, what is not necessary, just don't do it. Just don't do it. Sometimes when I've not tidied up in my house, I'm like, those of you who are used to coming, who are used to passing by, feel free to come. I don't have to be trembling. Oh, I have to, if you don't accept me when you come, and you know, it's a bit scattered all over the place, then you don't want to accept me when you come back. Everything is in order. Now, we need to show our vulnerability sometimes. We need to receive help sometimes. We need to ask for help. We need to ask for support. Has that been part of your journey? Or have you tried to be the iron woman? You've tried to be the iron lady? Now, there is help. Help is available. When I wrote my book 2 years ago, those were one of the things that I mentioned in my book when I was going through my own challenges. Those were one of the things I mentioned. Thank you, Lady Jane. Thank you. Yes, those are one of the things I mentioned. In my book. Well, a lot of people. The book has been out. It's very well circulated. But if you've not had your copy yet, that's my first book. The first book is the second book is on the way. Don't judge me. I'm a single parent. My passion started from all of this when I started living my life as a single mother. After the loss of my husband. So one of the things I stated in there was part of our coping mechanisms and some of the support that we need to gather around us. To gather support and not be ashamed, asking for help and not making people you feel like, oh, are you weak, or are you can you not do it? Your other fellow women are multitasking, they're doing things here and there. You know, it's what you can handle. So some of the things I'm talking about now is going to be part of my second book coming up by God's grace. But yeah, seeking for support, seeking for support. We need to be in a right frame of mind to be able to carry our families along, to be able to continue to function properly. you know Imagine you're working full time, then when you come home, you need to sort out the kids, you need to please your husband. Okay, in a situation where there is no partner in the house, it's only you have double role, you're playing a double role. you know so I think it's so important for us to have that balance. Thank you, Lady Theresa. It is important to space balance our activities and include rest as much as possible. Rest as much as possible. Thank you. And Lady Jane, thank you. We need time for ourselves. Yes, yes, I know what you mean, to pace balance ourselves. Yeah. We need to prioritize our mental health. It's so important. It is so important. We can't stress that enough. These days, it is so important. If you are not sound, again, this is something else I mentioned in my book. How important we need to be in shape. If we are not in shape mentally, emotionally, socially, how are we going to bear fruit in the lives of our children, or to function properly as a family unit? So it's really important for us to sit down, reflect. How has your journey been? It's also good for us to review, what are the things I need to stop. The same way I was doing something last year as a mother, is it the same way I want to continue this year? What can I do? Have I added a bit? During the COVID, a lot of us added a bit of extra pounds, because there was lack of movement. As we speak, many people are still working from home. Many people are still working from home as we speak. um you know Now that by the special grace of God, the rules are being relaxed, is it like putting something in place, like Lady T is saying, our physical health. Is it what can you do? What's that little thing that you can do? Maybe is it going for a walk? If the children are little, they like it, go for a walk. Go for a walk to the park. How long have we been sitting inside the house, just eating from the sitting room, watching TV? We're working on the computer, go to the kitchen, cook, from there, go have a shower, from bed. You know, have we reflected on how we can change our routines? Have we reflected on how we can change our routines? So important. And like we have said, resting. Today I was just looking at this article. It was talking about resting. How is your sleep? How is your sleep pattern? And depending on your age as a mother, you know, sleep is so important. If we are not having enough sleep, it just disturbs the rest of your day, your the following day. Somebody was saying here in an article that getting a better sleep doesn't just improve your morning mood. Yeah, surprisingly, it boosts your health too. In fact, good sleep is one of the pillars of good health. So we need a good sleep. Some of us, I can testify to that. There are times, for example, I'm a person of faith, so I do spend time praying. I like my quiet time and stuff. But even our Lord Jesus made time to rest, made time to rest. So we can't say we are praying 24/7 and you're not resting. Our Father expects us to rest and not to overdo. The body is giving us, the Bible clearly says that the body is his temple. So we have to look of this body. We have to look after this body physically, emotionally, socially, in every way. It's our responsibility. We don't just live anyhow, then we expect our bodies to just, tune. No. Our bodies will respond to the way we have treated them, you know. Yes, Lady T, the perfectionist lifestyle is challenging for most women. Yeah, trying to relax and your family is much happier. Thank you. You see, when we relax, when we find time to relax, we are able to wind down. We are not easily agitated. Sometimes we are easily agitated as much as the child comes innocently, they're asking you for something. The next thing, we are lashing out at them. We are lashing out at them and they are innocent, but it's because our bodies are not in shape, you know. So sleep is also very important. It says, in fact, good sleep is one of the pillars of good health, along with eating right and exercising regularly. That's an area I need to improve. I need to exercise a lot. I need to walk to school. I say to people, I don't need to drive to school. But sometimes, because I'm a morning person, I like to catch my sleep in the morning, So as a result, I took my time, just to get to work. But well, for example, tomorrow now we have fuel scarcity in London and I have not filled my tank. So psychologically, I've prepared myself that I'm going to walk. Thank God I have my trainers. So I'm going to walk. It's about 15, 16 minutes. And after school, I take my time back to come home. So we have to have flexibility as well, because sometimes as mothers, we're very rigid with ourselves. We're just very rigid with ourselves. It says, it is true, you can't achieve optimal health without catching your each and every night. Sure, most of us have a bout of insomnia from time to time. The bigger concern is chronic sleep loss. How many of us mothers are suffering from chronic sleep loss? How many of us? A lot of us, obviously, as a result of other factors, which is why we really, really need to watch out. Imagine how busy your life is. You need to do the laundry, you need to clean. Sometimes, even when you've asked the children to clean, that is if you're a mother that allows your children to do some activities, because again, that's another area of conversation as parents, how we can involve our children. They don't like chores, or how we can involve them. We can use wisdom to involve them to just carry little chores, and sometimes it's the little thing, it's the little things, so that we are not burdened with everything. Exercise can be sit-ups. You start with sit-ups. That's a very, very, very good reflective thing. Some people do like yoga, some people do reflection, they sit, they just stretching themselves out there. You can walk, you can do brisk walking. Those of you who, I see some of my mates doing like the 5K, 10K, but obviously they started from somewhere. So it's what you can do, it's what you are able to tolerate. But what I believe is consistency. Consistency is key. Whatever you do, even if it's 5 minutes, just stick to it. Stick to that 5 minutes. What about the diet? Say today I want to come off rice. Maybe let me try pasta. They're all carbohydrates. We need to have a balance. Let me go down something today. I want to have a burger with, or maybe today is just cereal. Something high in fiber. Or let me try. I'm not a person of vegetable. But I will try today. Let me see how it feels. Instead of just constantly taking like supplements, we still have to do like natural stuff to help us. So this article really got on me. It says the sleep requirements vary, but the average adult should get between 7 to 9 hours of sleep every night for peak health benefit. God have mercy. According to the National Sleep Foundation, so we should have between 7 to 9 hours of sleep. A lot of us don't have that, especially mothers that are working at night. When they come back, mothers working at night, thank you, Lady J, learning to include the children in housework. It helps. Mine has just done the hoovering. I'm saying to myself, it's like, you're at home. There are some things you should be doing now. Just use your initiative. I don't need to be on your case constantly. After the long draw, the place is finally hoovered. There is a way of captivating them. Yeah. So, I was looking at these benefits, that, the benefits of rest and also having this good sleep that most of us mothers are lacking, because we are constantly on the go. Number one benefit, it will help our heart. We'll have a healthier heart. It says, while you're sleeping, your blood pressure falls and gives your heart a chance to rest. It also allows your blood pressure to regulate. When you cut that time out, your blood pressure stays higher longer during each 24-hour period. And we know quite a lot of us have a challenge with high blood pressure. High blood pressure is a silent killer. By the grace of God, high blood pressure is not going to kill us. Then we don't live to enjoy the fruit of our labor over our families that we've been laboring for years and years and years. So the Lord wants us to be in good health, but we need to take some responsibility as well, to watch after ourselves. Cutting down high blood pressure does not only have to do with lack of sleep, but we need to cut down on salt, cut down on, if there's too much fat. You have all this good fat, you have the bad fat, but we are trying to avoid the bad fat as much as we can in our food, because we know high blood pressure has its other challenges that comes alongside that disease, heart disease or stroke. Another benefit of resting is weight control. Like I said, we are dealing more with the sleep, but resting is good. Even just you're relaxing and just listening to music. I love my music. Or sometimes I'm just listening to audio. I'm listening to different teachings from others. I'm reading. You can find a way to just wind down. You can go and sit down. Don't do anything. If you don't need to wash the clothes, don't wash the clothes. Don't feel bad. Some of us are very meticulous, and that again, OC, our OCD. Some of us, we have OCDs, but it's just cutting down on things that you really don't need to do. Who is gonna come and beat you for not doing them? It's just that some of us, we have too much. We are overly placed expectations on ourselves. So we really really need to watch out as well in that area. Now we're talking about weight. Sometimes some people say to me, well, you don't need to worry about, but I know I need to work in that area. I know my areas of challenges. So when somebody says to me, oh, you don't need to worry, you look better than me, I'm like, no, I know what I'm working at. So when we are sleep deprived, it affects the hormones in our brains that regulate appetite. So I'm still looking at this article. It says lack of sleep does not only knocks your appetite, hormones out of balance, it causes you to eat more, but you also have less motivation to get moving. It's a recipe for weight gain. So maybe we need to watch how lifestyle is also very important. It's not to mention people who haven't gotten enough sleep have a tendency to choose unhealthy, higher calorie and comfort foods, because if you're not sleeping, I'm telling you, even when I stay awake for a long time, I start getting hungry. The next thing I want to start picking here, picking there, picking there. You're cooking because you've not taken time to eat breakfast. Then now you're cooking meals, you're just pinching. You have to taste this meat. You have to taste it, that you have to eat, we find out that we're junk eating constantly, and when we feel a little bit stressed, what do? We take to food. Some people go to sleep, but most of the time we take to food, and most likely it's not the right type of food that we take. Resting also improve. I know, God have mercy, OCD. Yeah, we put just extra pressure on ourselves, right. Also, improve athletic ability. A good night's rest sets you up for best performance. Not getting enough sleep robs your body of energy and adequate time for muscle repair. Not to mention, it zaps your motivation to keep on going, whether you're crossing the finish line or increasing the incline on a treadmill. Without proper rest, you face harder mental and physical challenges. I so love this article I was reading. Next benefit, sharper brain function. When you don't get a good night's rest, it interferes with brain function, including concentration and productivity. So this is what I'm saying. If we are not functioning properly, we'll get frustrated. And ignorantly, we lash out. We lash out at other people around us. Even at work, we make mistakes when we go to work. I've witnessed that happen in my life and in the life of other other people around me who are mothers. And even naturally, as a human being, failure to rest properly, this is what it leads to. It is more difficult to focus when you're tired and commit new information to memory. In addition, without adequate sleep, your brain doesn't have enough time to store memories so you can recall them later on. You forget easily. In essence, your brain needs time to catch up so you're ready for the next day. I've had those experiences sometimes. I've gone to bed, wake up, it's like I was so busy dreaming and I almost forget the dream. It might be because I was tired. You know, rest puts us in a better mood. We can't stress this enough. Sometimes the way you see some of us reacting just anyhow, it's like one little trigger. If we check, it's because we don't have rest, because we've not had any time of reflection. We've not had any time of review. We have not meditated on that which is good. There's a scripture that encourages us to meditate. It says, meditate on that which is good, meditate on that which is praiseworthy, meditate on that which is edifying. So we've not had time to do that. So if we're not careful, we are just taking anything that is negative. That's what comes out. It says adequate rest allows you to hit the reset button, be more positive, and be better prepared to meet the day's challenges. Whew! If we are not prepared, we can't face the day's challenges. And look at how challenging life has become in the universe. We can all attest to the fact. So when that time is cut short, you tend to have more negative emotional reactions. I just said that. In fact, some studies point to an increased risk of mood disorders with chronic lack of sleep. Wow, mothers, my sisters, I think this cuts right across, even for men, even for fathers. So another benefit is us having a balanced blood sugar. During our deepest rest or sleep, apparently our blood glucose levels drop. So without our body's time to rest and reset, it will have a harder time responding to our cells' needs and blood sugar level. In fact, studies have shown sleep deprivation can cause pre-diabetes in healthy adults. And we know the consequences of diabetes, even though sometimes it can be managed, but it's a killer. May these things not kill us in Jesus' name. And we know of many people who have challenges like this. And, some are doing well at managing, or some are struggling because most of the time, even I have young people, because I work with young people, there are young people that go into such challenges, especially with diabetes. They want to live like just the other normal kids are living. So these are some of the things that we really need to pay attention to. Don't push yourself. Let's not push ourselves. What you cannot do, you cannot do. We can't be doing things to please everybody. Sometimes we have to say no. Sometimes we have to say no. When you're tired, you get easily, yes, thank you, Lady Jane. When we are tired, we get easily agitated. Having enough rest always revitalizes us. I'm encouraging us so that as we are going into this week, that I think for me, one thing that I have learned now that my own children are growing up, just not doing any unnecessary things that I don't need to do, including shopping, from shopping to anything. And I seize every little opportunity I have to rest because, like I said, everybody's tasks and duties are different. For my case, I have ministry, I have children, I have work, and sometimes I have friends and families to associate with, to socialize with. So I need to find a balance. Sometimes I need to say no. And women, we struggle to say no sometimes. Don't feel bad for saying no, because anything happens to you, people will come for that little while, but after then, it's your family that stays to survive. So we sometimes we have to say no. We can't please everybody because naturally that's how we are built, to take, to do. And even with our children, there are some boundaries, there are some lines, there are some communications we need to have with them. Say, look, this activity, I can't take you today, but can I take you tomorrow? I just need a break myself. I used to say to my children that, it was a mother that gave back to me as well. They always laugh, say, Mom, why do you say that? But it's necessary to have conversations as well. Now, when we lack rest, it can actually change the way our immune system works and affects our body's fighting power. So if you notice, sometimes if you're coming down with too much, I'm not a nurse, I'm not a professional, but that's when I've noticed, when my body is running down, it's easy to catch cold and flu and all of these things, because our cells are not reacting to the harmful bacteria and viruses as quickly as they're supposed to be. So as a result, we are at risk of catching quite a few diseases. But that's not our portion. That's not our portion in Jesus' name. So as we're doing the school rounds, whatever you're doing, I just want to pray. I just want to pray for every mother. Yes, God has blessed us with the gift, with the abilities to multitask. To multitask. Oh, yes. Like I said, we ask ourselves those questions. How did I do it? Because I vividly remember taking my son to uni. I was like, Lord, how am I going to do this driving? How am I going to, I mumble and mumble, but I just made up my mind. Well, I don't have a choice. I have to take him. And I did it. And when I got back, I was so happy. Say, Father, I just thank you. I didn't believe that I could do it, because when I think about the driving, I really wanted somebody to drive me, you know. But yes, we have to do what we have to do. I just want to pray for every mother out there. Maybe you're struggling. You're struggling to say no. You're struggling to even leave something to find, because you've put this expectation over yourself that only you can break that expectation. You know, I pray that you will find a way to balance. You will not be overly loaded. The Lord will give us wisdom to live so that we are not worn out. Sometimes why a lot of women are not available, a lot of mothers are not available to please their husbands and partners. They are not able to do that because they are tired. You hear a lot of women say they are tired. And you have homes where some of the partners are of help. They do help with physical stuff here and there. But sometimes it's still a lot for the woman to do. And the next thing you know, the partner or the husband is not patient enough, they start going out. So it's all about love yourself, you're loving your family, or spend time with, look after yourself as a mother. I pray for any struggling mother out there to that you will have wisdom. You will have wisdom to manage well. Wisdom not to overstress yourself. Wisdom to do what you're able to do. As a woman, you worry about the bills. You're constantly looking on how to put, this £5 and £10 together, you know, and you making other streams of income. A lot of moms are skilled at that, just looking for other schemes of streams of income. So I just want to pray for wisdom, that we will have wisdom to live. We will have wisdom to just implement things. We will have wisdom to rest, the wisdom to reflect, the wisdom to celebrate yourself, the wisdom to treat yourself well and not feel bad about it. Oh yeah, when last did you buy something for yourself? You're constantly buying for the children, buying for husband, and buying for extended family member, buying. When last, even sometimes to spend that money on yourself, it becomes like a very big chore. It looks like it's a mountain to pull down. you know, I just want to pray that the Lord will give us wisdom in the name of Jesus. I empower every mother out there and I celebrate every mother out there. I want to use this opportunity also to celebrate mothers who have children with challenging needs. I want to celebrate them. How do they do it? Oh, my days. Like I said, I work with young people, and every day in the morning, I see when mothers are coming to drop their children that have special needs. We call it special needs, and the needs vary. You have the minute, you have the medium, and you have the acute. And you wonder, how do they do it? You think yours was hard, but then you see somebody else's own. So let's be grateful. Let's be grateful for what the Father has created us to be. Let's be grateful for the grace and the ability to do the many things that we do. I just keep coming back to that question. How on earth do I do it? How on earth do you do it? How have you gotten this far? But he that has brought us this far, he will not leave us, neither forsake us. You know, if you're struggling, if you're feeling so weak, please seek for support. And also just pray that the Lord will grace you with extra strength. We draw from other women, other mothers around us. We don't have to be like them, but we can be inspired. We can learn. We can always take something from somebody else and add it onto what we have, and it can be better. Thank you, Lady J. Let God give us the grace in managing our lives as mothers and to be an example for the children, because the children are growing up, they're going to model. They are going to model. They are so smart. They are so observant. They are going to model what we do. So, you know, any mother that have a special needs, a fantastic special needs child, bless you, Lady Rebecca. Any mother, I pray for extra grace, because I'm not in your shoe, but I pray that the Lord will strengthen you. The Lord will strengthen you. And I pray for all of us that will be strengthened. May the Lord help us to live, to enjoy. I love that prayer. To live, to enjoy the fruit of our labor over our children. In Jesus' mighty name. Amen. Amen. Wow. Thank you so very much. Thank you guys for sharing your ideas. I didn't want to do anything hard today. I said, you know what, let's come and let's just relax and let's just talk. Reflect. Spend some time to reflect on your motherhood journeys. Spend some time to rest. Spend some time to relax. Spend some time to appreciate yourself. Don't be waiting. Don't be upset saying your husband didn't appreciate you, even your children. Sometimes I lash at my children and say, you've not appreciated. No, appreciate yourselves. Let's appreciate ourselves. Let's appreciate ourselves. Appreciate yourself. Don't overpressure yourself. No, you don't want to be like the Jones next door. No. Whatever capacity that the Lord has put you in, you'll be able to carry those duties out. Amen. Yes, so to be grateful for God's grace, seeing us through all our works. To be honest, I can't be grateful enough. I still don't know how I have made it with 18 years and 16 years. I wonder how. And time so flies. So with you, maybe some of you, it's 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, 7 years. You have them spaced out. But in all, let's be grateful and let's spend time to reflect on how far we have come, how far you have come with your motherhood journey. Reflect, celebrate yourself, find time to rest, build on your sanity. It's very, very important for the next level. Well, thank you so much. Have a blessed week. I pray that I've tickled someone's mind today by the grace of God. Going forward in the week, you will not overpressure yourself. You will do just what is needed to do. You will have a list of priorities that you will do. And I speak to myself because sometimes I want to pick everything. But may we walk in wisdom. May we walk in wisdom by the special grace of God. So thank you all so very, very much. And God really, really bless you. Again, my book is there. If you've not had it, the book is on Amazon, or you can also contact me and I will get you a copy. This is my first book. Again, like I said, the second book is just on its way. Now, if you have been blessed by what I do here, please remember, if you've not subscribed to my YouTube channel, remember to subscribe, like my YouTube channel, and also you can follow me on Practical Talk with Simon on Facebook. Please go and follow that page. And also I am on Instagram. Please do follow the page. Thank you very, very much. I just wanted to say thank you. Thank you for your support. Thank you. I really do not take it for granted. Everybody, one of the things that we just spoke about again is seeking support, appreciating when people reach out to you. That's one thing I don't take for granted, because I believe that every little helps. That's something as women, mothers, we need to inculcate in our lives. Appreciating help and receiving, learning to receive. Some of us, we give, and we don't want to receive. We should be open to receive when a time of need comes. So thank you all who have supported me, continue to support me, if you've prayed for me, if you've reached out to me, to my children in any way or form, every support, even with the things that I do, with my ministrations, with the programs. Thank you for your support. You really, really appreciate it. Right? So thank you so much, and God bless you. Have a blessed week. Have a blessed week.